You know, I always wanted to do a countdown on this channel for a long time. But for my first countdown here, I'm gonna have to choose a particular subject. And I have to choose wisely for this momentous video here. But what? You know what? Screw it, I can't think of anything better. Here's a top 8 Rei Aoyamis throughout the entire Evangelion series. Now, most anime fans should know who Rei Aoyami is. She's... no, that's not her. Not her either. No. What? Really? Ugh, finally, Here we go. This is Rei Aoyami. Now, Rei here has made a name for herself throughout the anime community, being the character to invent a character trait known as Kunjure. And to me personally, one of my favorite Evangelion characters, no matter which incarnation, mostly due to her simple yet striking design compared to the others. And to me, the most intriguing character developments in the main series. Although many people do not see it, she starts off as a blank slate. She gradually grows her own character thanks to her interaction with the other characters. And, just cuz, I'm dedicating a countdown to one of my favorite anime characters. So with that said, let's begin. Number 8. Rei from the Neon Genesis Evangelion Angelic Days. Starting off low on the list is the most unraised of Reis. It's kinda hard to call her Rei and just Asuka 2.0. Although an upgrade to Asuka, it's still not Rei. And even if she was the one who invented this...
Who are you and why are you defending him? Are you riding his balloony pony?
It still doesn't help her on the list. Number 7. Rei from Evangelion 3.0, or Rei Q as she's also called. Now, after the events of Evangelion 2.0, the original Rei went missing, and in her place, her. This Rei is one of many clones to replace the original Rei. However, she doesn't retain the original's memories. She's essentially Rei back to square one. Possibly less so, since she shows less interest in Shinji or anyone and barely says a word. The only interesting trait I could think of for this Rei is she actually does react once people mention that she's not the original Rei. It's almost like she wants to be like the original Rei. Trust me, honey, we all do too. Number 6. Rei from Evangelion Anima. For those who don't know, Evangelion Anima is a Japanese fan-made series, where it's in an alternate timeline 3 years after the original events. And after those 3 years, this Rei has changed quite significantly. I mean, sure, she's still silent and stoic as ever. Her character growth went to a whole new level. After having her disturbing origins being revealed in the original story, she couldn't help but feel isolated with the other characters. However, that still doesn't stray her from continuing her duties. I feel like this is like the more better developments for Rei, and I feel like more Evangelion stories should explore more of this. Also, in the same story, Rei just so happens to have a family of other Reis with her. And we all know, there can't be too many Reis. Okay, that's like too many Reis. Number 5. Rei from Neon Genesis Evangelion, the Shinji Ikari Raising Project. Now this Rei has a lot of similarities for her Angelic Days version, but unlike her, this Rei actually kept some traits from the original, and yet somehow managed to become a completely different character from the original. Although she's still considered the cool head of the main three, this Rei is positive thinking and very supportive. She also has a very sad yet very compelling backstory, and personally, makes her very relatable. You heard here, Eva fans. A Rei that's relatable. She's also one of the only Reis to actually get a kiss from Shinji. Make that what you will. Number 4. Rei from Evangelion at School. Evangelion at School is essentially a chibi parody of the Evangelion series. So the characters are essentially the same, except, well, chibi. I think Rei's personality works pretty well on this whole chibi environment. although less mysterious and more in control of things. And what really separates this Rei with the others, other than her appearance, is, well, her relationship with the other two Reis of this show. I find it really adorable that they work like some really odd family. It also made for my favorite episodes of this chibi series. Number 3. Rei from the original Neon Genesis Evangelion anime. We all know this Rei. The Rei that started it all. The Rei that inspired many fans and other anime makers. Although some people may debate that she's uninteresting because she's literally a blank slate throughout the show. I would like to debate that, saying no, she's not a blank slate. Well, maybe at first, but as the show goes on, she does learn how to care for others, and not just do her duties because she was just made to do it. Despite that, she's mostly a very silent and cold character throughout. And I guess that's what made her the most memorable character in the show. The graceful yet emotionless air to her that makes her not as human as the rest of the characters. Number 2. Rei from the Rebuild movies, or more particular, the second movie. Yes, I could feel the controversy already. Now, the first Rebuild movie is essentially just a remake of the first episodes from the original show. But as the second movie rolled on, the story really goes to a different direction from the original, where Rei's development is a lot more defined compared to the original anime. Her bond with Shinji really changed her to do a lot more human customs. In the original anime, it was pretty hard for some people to see Rei's true development. But this Rei is not only well-defined, but also gives her more likability and gives us more of a reason to root for her. Although some Eva purists will disagree and say that the anime Rei is perfect in every way. But, in the words of a wise man,
Rebuild Rei is better.
Number 1. Now, a lot of Eva fans have been debating on which is the best Rei, and for the most part, they always never mention about this one. And that's Rei from the Neon Genesis Evangelion manga. Out of all the adaptations to the original story, I feel Rei here had the best character development. Out of all the other Reis, that is. Although they based most of her character on the anime version, I feel they truly expanded upon her character to its fullest potential here. She still keeps that mysterious and unpleasant air to her, like they did in the anime, but they're able to naturally flow in some sweeter moments between her and the main character Shinji. And I'll admit, they really did warm my heart a little. So much so that I would honestly support Rei and Shinji in a relationship if, you know, Rei wasn't a clone of Shinji's mom. So, overall, after all these years of retelling the original story, I feel the manga version really perfected Rei. So much so that I highly recommend the Neon Genesis Evangelion manga, if you're interested in the series itself. So, that's the video, and wow, I can't believe I wanted to do this for a while. Now I feel weird just making it. But it's only an April Fool's video. I'm sure this doesn't really count as my official first countdown list, right? Right? It doesn't count, right? It doesn't count. It doesn't count. Right?
Huh? Wait, who are you?
I am the result of Hideki Anno failing to make my character unsettling, and instead my very archetype copied repeatedly. Rei Ayanami. Salutations.
Well, I would say it was more inspired.
Copied. Copied. I don't even think they were trying with this one.
I don't know. Maybe you can smile? Alright, please stop.